So we're back in the Europa League, and today's episode sees us take on FC Kobenhaven in the first knockout round. We're going to be doing two games today on key highlights just to bosh through it, and we have a transfer window to summarise. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to NK Maribor Save. I am Cultured Left Foot and we start on the transfer page. I was going to keep it a surprise, but you won't know any names because they're all regenerated players. So, as per usual, we'll start on the right hand side. That's left on my camera, on the right hand side. And start on the outs. So here we go. There are some recognisable names. Christian Sassy leaves to go to Ajax. Wasn't getting game time at us. More than happy to see him leave. Yeah, made a profit on him. Not much more you can ask for from that, really. Happy to see him go. Burton Atami, someone who we did rate quite highly, never really fulfilled his potential. Again, wasn't playing that much for us due to his foreign or non-EU nationality. So, again, cashed in a massive profit. We bought him for 60k and managed to get 12.25 million for him. Not impressing too much in Dortmund at the moment. Someone that, if there's the potential to bring him back for a cheaper fee, we'll look at doing it in the future. But when you see the players we've brought in, I think you can understand why I've let him go. Next on the list, Toplavec. He played enough games on loan, so he's moved for a minimum fee. I gave him a cheap fee, 90k. Happy to do that, help out another team in Slovenia. We'll come on to Sandu Dragut in a minute. And Leonardo Bareda has moved 1.2 million. Again, wasn't playing for us. We sent him out on loan. Didn't make a senior appearance for our team. Got a nice and healthy profit on him though when we bought him in for Allianz Lima. And off he goes. So that's the out. Now on to the bit that everyone is always more keen to see, and it's the ins. We have signed 4 players for quite large sums of money for us. So we'll do them in monetary value order. So joining us at right back is Milan Ilez from Liverpool. Looks very, very good. Says he's playing at maximum potential. I think he'll get slightly better. 25 years old, Hungarian, 62 caps. So they're basically starting and continual playing right back. He is on an expensive wage, but I think right backs and full backs play such a key importance in my formations that we just need to get someone in who is going to be that step up. And I really think Milan Ilez is. So we're going to have him on the right and tap it on the left to free Coates to play further up if needs be. Next up, going again, monetary order, is Francisco Duran, who we signed from Barcelona. They actually played him against us in the first leg of the first time we played them in the group stages this year. Again, he took a pay cut to actually come and join us. We've got him in for 7.5 million. Didn't really impress at Barcelona, but I was drawn in by his stats. He's very, very good as a striker. Gives us a bit more competition for Hamsbergovic and Cardos. And yeah, he'll get goals in Slovenia, and we'll either sell him at a massive profit after he's done that, or he'll perform so well that we keep him and he'll play very well in the European competitions for us. Next up, Sadu Dragut, who, as you'll see, is out on loan back at Napoli. We've bought him for 9.5 million. He's not worth that yet, but he is only 22 caps for Romania. He's like the next Alex Cardos, and he's described as a wonder kid. So I thought getting him for 9.5 million was an absolute bargain. Some really good stats in there. He's going to be really good for us next year. We are learning a new formation so that we can try and get Hamsbergovic, Cardos, Duran and Dragut not all playing at the same time, but at least 3 of those 4 in the team at the same time. So I've signed him for 9.5 million. I'm not too sure why Napoli wanted him back on loan when they haven't actually been playing him. But yeah, I'm keen to see how he progresses. I think he's going to be absolutely superb, and only 15 grand a week for another 3 years. So again, he's one of those players, he'll score goals in Slovenia, and if he doesn't turn out to be anything brilliantly special, we can flog him off, and it will probably be more than we paid for, because he's described as a wonder kid. So it's very rare that you get a wonder kid that hasn't been playing for, 3 years since he's moved to Napoli. So I'm keen to see how he improves, and I think he's a good purchase for 9.5 million. And then we come on to the big money buy. This blew our transfer record out the window. 26 million we've paid for Christian Hodzic. Now, prepare your eyes, because this is quite pornographic. It's amazing. Christian Hodzic is in. Look at that for an attacking midfielder. Absolutely unbelievable stats. 40 grand a week. Again, he took a wage cut to come and join us, but his stats are unbelievable. Passing, technique, first touch, composure, teamwork, flair, determination, stamina, agility. He is on the small side, but in attacking midfield, he doesn't need to do anything else. He will be absolutely superb for us. He was getting games at Dortmund as well. Not too sure why they wanted to cash in on him. But we've taken the plunge, and I'm delighted to get him in. And if we look at the squad, it gives us that cover we needed in attacking midfield. So Ivan Sainz and Hodzic are going to be the two players battling for that position in attacking midfield. We've got a lot more options up front, although I couldn't register Francisco Duran for the European competitions, though, like the Europa League, because of his performances for Barcelona in another European competition. But Milan Ilz is in, gives us a bit more options. Suad Torlak is out with that long-term injury, so Victor Pascal will be playing backup left-back to Tapia. Christian Ajeze has been putting in some good performances as well. All in all, I'm very happy with the team we've got, and I think we could be on for something very good. So we're going to crack in, play the games against FC Kobenhaven. They're going to be on key highlights, so they'll be shorter games, but we'll get both of them done in this episode, and then we'll do the draw to see who we get in the next round. So I'll see you at kickoff for the first leg. So we play the first leg away, and this is how we line up. Pacola is in goal. Ills comes in for his debut at right back. Kovac, Ricardo and Tapia complete the back four. Lopez and Ajeze sit in the deep line playmaker role. Cespedes, Sainz and Aitama sit behind Alex Cardos. On the bench we have Big Mac, Pascal, Danks, Hamsbergovic, Hasby, Castagnoli and Hodzic ready to come on to make his debut. They line up in a 4-1-2-2-1 formation, 4-1-2-3 DM wide they want to call it. I'm pretty confident, and I'm happy that we're going to get this win. Obviously, we are coming out of the back of a winter break, so fitness isn't brilliant at the moment, although we have been on a tour of China where we absolutely smashed quite a lot of teams. So we've been getting some game time, but it's not that competitive game time that you need. The players were getting a bit complacent at the end of every game, so we've just got to see how they do. But this game isn't starting wonderfully well. We'll up it to attacking after half an hour of the game gone. Nicholas Bacola's picked up a stubbed finger, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, which is a shame. He's picking up quite a few injuries as he gets older now, which could be something to keep an eye on, a bit of a concern. But we've got to keep it going. There are some big teams left in the Europa League this year. Again, Olympique Lyonnais, who we beat in the final last year, Inter, Feyenoord, Shakhtar, Atletico Madrid. There are some big teams there, but Cardos is into the box, squares it, Cespedes at the back post, gets us a 1-0 lead. Away goal, third goal of the season for Cespedes. Him and Aitama, both the wingers, had players interested in them in the January transfer window, but we managed to hold on to all of our big players, which is very, very good. We even also managed to keep Cardos down to a new contract, which was great news after he decided he was happy to stay. And he put a lovely ball into Cespedes, isn't going to miss from there. And that is 1-0 NK Maribor and a good solid start to the Europa League knockout phase. And it's half time as well, so we go in 1-0 up at half time. Aitama not having the best of games on the left wing. Santiago Lopez, again, not performing brilliantly. Tapia, not doing that well either. We're going to keep it as it is. We'll tell the guys to, say there's a bit of a room for improvement, and we'll tell them I believe they've got what it takes. So hopefully that will fire them up a bit, and we can get a few more goals in this second half, and hopefully we can keep going. I think Alex Cardos is a player I want to keep at the club for literally as long as possible, as well as Sam Leftfoot. We turned down quite a few offers from NK Cooper to take him on loan. They offered 625k. We rejected that and then offered the boy a brand new contract. So he's here for the next he's contracted for the next 5 years at NK Maribor. I can't see us ever selling him. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I've also turned down a job interview at Tottenham Hotspur after they sacked their manager. Obviously, I'm staying at NK Maribor. That's the point of this save, to get them to win the Champions League, as Ills makes a very good interception and then held on to it for a bit too long. But Aitama looking for Cardos, tackled, but Ajeze gets it back. Sainz can't get there. And Myers come forward for Kobenhaven. Can we get the ball back? We do. Sainz with a good tackle. Ajeze up to Cardos. Cardos tackled by Kondic. And this is definitely a highlight that's going to end in a goal, because it's been going on for absolutely ages already. Wind goes around Tapia, the long way around, but Lopez gets across the tackling well. Sainz back to Aitama. Aitama finds a gap, runs into it. Sainz, good ball up to Cardos. Cardos turns into the box, shoots. It's into the roof of the net. I called it would be a goal. I honestly didn't think it would be for us, but his 25th goal of the season. Lovely football. Sainz up to him. He had 3 players around him. Creates a little bit of space for himself. From the edge of the D, pings it up. Goalkeeper's caught unaware. Roof of the net, 2-0. And that, I know it's only the first leg, but probably should see us through to the next round of the Europa League as Staffy gets that header clear. Cespedes into Aitama. Tapia tackled. Cardos is there. Deflected. A Jay-Z over the bar. And we just need to keep this going. We are picking up a few yellow cards, so let's give Hodzic, or Hodzic, I don't know how you pronounce that really, his debut in this game. Cespedes can go off and be replaced by Castagnoli. And I could do Tapia, he's just been made captain. We'll leave it there, we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. It's only 56 minutes gone, so we'll keep this going. And we are playing pretty well. We haven't dominated as much as I want. We've had more possession and more shots. And we scored 2 from our 2 clear-cut chances. We've scored them both. And that's not bad, is it? That's not too bad. Basically, the signings I've made, obviously, yeah, let me know down below what you think of the signings I've made in the January. And in the January winter window. I've got to stop calling it January. I'm 15 or so seasons into this. As Aitama shoots and we get another goal, I'm still calling it January, even though the window isn't actually in January. It's from the middle of January to the middle of February in Slovenia. Which sort of helps us out because we get to keep our players when the the main European transfer window shuts, which is obviously the 31st of January. As it was a good finish from Aitama there, a cut back from Juan Tapia, and I will make that final substitution. Now, I've only got 10 minutes left. We can get someone to have a little run around. Who have we got on the bench here? Let's bring Danks on for Lopez, and we'll go from there. We are, as I said, we are training a new formation. We won't see it really in Europe this moment, I don't think, because it's for when we've got 3 absolute world-class strikers, which we don't have. Paul Radford's good, but I would have had no qualms in cashing in on him in the winter window. As Carlos is in and makes it 4-0, it's game over. It's European leg over. We can play some of the youngsters and kids. Sam Leftfoot can get a game in the next leg, and we'll go from there. As it was a lovely ball put through from Hodzic on his debut, and Carlos runs in behind. Lovely shot past the goalkeeper, in off the post, and it's 4-0 away. I'm pretty sure we've wrapped this up. Obviously, the thing we've got to keep an eye on is Nicholas Bacola. Hopefully, it won't be a long-term injury, but we are ticking the time down. There could be time for another goal. I'm hoping we keep our clean sheet, but Jorgensen into Johnson, shoots. He doesn't keep a clean sheet. Bacola, it is 4-1. I'd say it gives them a bit of a lifeline, but in all honesty, it really doesn't. We won't see their goal. We'll drop this back to control just so that we keep the ball and keep it passing. As Cardos, back to Danks, out to Tapia, into Aitama, shoots. Oh, he's hit the bar. Castagnoli tries to put it back across to Cardos, but couldn't. Unlucky there from Aitama, looking for his 2nd goal of the game. But that will probably be that. It is 4-1 win away from home, and a really good performance. I was confident we'd get it. We are a class above the teams of sort of Copenhagen's level now. And that's the sort of performance we need to put in. Cespedes is out for 2 to 3 weeks after pulling his hamstring, which is very concerning. We show a leaflet up, and Bacola is out for a day, injured doing his job. He's got injured doing his bloody job. What an idiot, catching a ball. He'll be back for the next test though. Cardos impressed a lot. You're superb in front of goal, keep it up. And we were brilliant. Right, we'll be back for the 2nd leg in 7 days' time. So I shall see you then. Welcome back for the 2nd leg. And as you can see, FC Kobenhaven are just going defensive. Absolute, they want minimum destruction. I'm going attacking. I think we can get lots of goals, but I am playing a sort of reserve team. So Big Mac starts in goal. Pascal, Kovac, Hasby and Tapia are the back 4. Lopez and Danks in the middle. Castagnoli, Hodzic makes his first ever start for Maribor. Sam Leftfoot comes in on the left wing, and Hamsbergovic starts up front. It's still a very strong team, even though it's our reserves, and that's what we need at NK Maribor. Strong depth, strong and stable depth throughout, to quote Theresa May. Alex Cardos, Tleld, Aitama, Sainz, Ajay, Ricardo and Bacola make up what is an unbelievably strong bench for us as well. As I said, they line up in a very defensive 4-1-4-1 formation. They're not going for goals. It's damage limitation for them. So we've gone attacking from the off, and we're just going to see how many goals we can get. I'm pretty confident we're going to absolutely smash them. So I'm interested to see what Hodzic can do on his first start for the club. Can he dictate the play? as we want him to. That's why we've paid the money. We are going attacking from the off, as I said, and if needs be, we'll drop it back to control and just dominate possession. But it's the sort of game we should easily be going through. As we can see, other big teams in here, I got through some of them last time, but Chelsea are in it again, Napoli, Ajax. Well, who else have we got in here? Well, Inter, Newcastle are in it again, and yeah, Roma. There's some big teams. Roma are beating Valencia. Tottenham are losing to Leipzig, so Tottenham could go out. But there are some big teams and some ones that we'd like to avoid, as we already get towards half-time. It's been a very, very boring game, and literally nothing has happened. That was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. We'll drop it down to control. We'll let Pedersen do the team talk. He's not got them fired up or anything. So we'll just tell them there's a lot more to come from them, as we do per standard. And we'll go back out there. I mean, Sam Leffert's been pretty disappointing, but it's a relatively big game in Europe for someone of his stature. But the boy is coming along okay. We'll check him out after the game and I'll show you his stats so you can see how he's coming along. As Hodzic puts in a free kick, Hasby flicks it on, Kovac is there, straight at Blengio in the Kobenhaven goal. We really aren't breaking them down at the moment, so we'll look to slow. Oh, I've got injury. Did not need another centre-back injury. That's annoying. Pavlin's out for a few days, and yeah, we're trying to avoid picking up too many more of them. But as we make that sub, I'll just go back in here. I'm going to lower the tempo down and get us to retain possession. Let's see if we can move it around. We're trying to exploit the flanks as well. Oh, we've got a penalty. Excellent. Well, Hodzic steps up. Will this be his first goal for the club on his first start? We've had a bad track record of scoring penalties, and he's missed, but put the rebound in, so he does get a goal. I think there's something. So I do the on Football Manager. I play the beta, the public beta uploads or downloads or updates, or whatever you want to call them. And I think they've made a slight change, and it's now unbelievably hard to score penalties again, as Hodzic fires in the rebound after the keeper makes a save. So he gets his goal. That is more than definitely now going to secure us through to the next round. Sam Leffer still isn't playing brilliantly. What I'll use for the last half an hour, I'll show you this new formation that we've been trialling, and this is it. So welcome to the crazy world of my mind. Right, let's see. I've got to see who we've got on the bench. So Cardos can obviously come on up front for Danks. Castagnoli, how's he doing? We need to take Leffer. Oh, I didn't want to do that, because if I leave Danks on, it's there, isn't it? Danks, it's in Anchorman. Leffer and Castagnoli. So Alex Cardos for him. Sam Leffer for Sainz. We'll put Sainz up front. Hodzic can sit back there. What does he prefer up front? Complete forward. That's fine. And this is the new formation we've been trialling and getting the team used to, because the plan is to play Hamsbergovic as the target man, Cardos and Duran up front with the other Romanian whose name escapes me, for Napoli, who's currently on loan at Napoli, just to play off the bench and see how we do. But this formation is very, very attacking, as you could tell, and it leaves a lot of men forward from set pieces and things like that. And we hit, in the friendlies against the Chinese teams, we hit a lot of teams on counter-attacks and just launched balls forward. And Hodzic and Sainz in that attacking midfield role had a really big impact. And here is Hodzic on the ball into Hamsbergovic. Sainz out to Tapia on the left-hand side. Ball in, cleared. Lopez will pick it up. What can he do? Back to Ricardo, the sub. He's came on and he's done all right. He's very solid, Ricardo. Up to Hamsbergovic. Flick round the corner to Cardos. Couldn't get there. Back to Tapia. Ball in. Sainz is at the back post. It's 2-0. 6-1 on aggregate. It's a walk in the park. We are playing very, very well. And surprisingly enough, Ajax are 3-0 up against Napoli. As we watch this goal back, Tapia sings it into the back post. Sainz on the volley. Misjudged by the centre-back at the back post. And it's a walk in the park for us at the moment. As Laurenson comes forward into Kondic. Kondic turns towards the edge of the area, shoots. Big Mac with a comfortable save. And that's their second shot on target. So we really have closed them down a lot today. And we've got a lot of them. Apologies if you heard that noise. Something obviously just fell down upstairs. We'll have to, hopefully it wasn't my wife. But as I assume something fell off the window or something. But it looks like we're just going to see this game out as Carlson has the ball for Kobenhaven into Johnson. Can we keep a clean sheet in this game? Out to Mayer on the left. Cut back. Carlson's there. Shoots. Wide. It looks like we are going to get the clean sheet. And this will see us through. And a good result. 6-1 on aggregate. Puts a bit of a statement out. We're not here just to mess around. We do want to win this competition again. And let's go and have a look and see who we get in the next round. So win in the Europa League first round. Very good. There we are. Look at that. It's good to have our name up there. Hasby is injured for seven weeks. That's a bit of a killer. I'll give him some support. The assistant can do that press conference. We get some money for the win and for playing in that round. Pedersen sides with officials. Brilliant. But here we go. On to the Europa League second round knockout. We'll have a look and see what teams are in there and see who we want to avoid, really. Here we go. View the draw. So, teams we want to avoid. Chelsea, Atletico Madrid. Oh, Tottenham ended up winning. So, we'd like to avoid them, ideally. Other than that, well, probably Newcastle as well. Other than that, I'm pretty confident. Atalanta would be a good draw. Vitória de Guimarães would be a good draw. Stade Rennais. Yeah, there's some teams in there that I'd like. But we'll sit back and do an automatic draw and see when we come out. First out of the hat is going to be Atletico Madrid. So, hopefully, we're not next. Fenerbahce play Madrid. Vitória de Guimarães, team I said I'd like to play, are going to have Wolfsburg. Oh, we're at home. We are third out of... Well, no, not third out of that. We're going to play Shakhtar Donetsk. Interesting game. We have been after some of their players, or one of their players in particular, for quite some time, but they refused to sell him. Tottenham Ajax is a big game. Chelsea get Atalanta and should go through there. Newcastle have got Olympique Lyonnais, runners up to us last year. Stade Rennais are going to be playing Inter, which means Athletic Club will be playing Roma. And we've done, I think we've done alright out of that draw. Shakhtar are a tough team. They are going to be pretty good. We'll just have a quick look at them. So they maybe have actually dropped off ever so slightly. So Nicholas Sanga is a guy that we were trying to buy. And I would still be quite keen to sign if we could. He is worth 12.75 million and wanted by Monaco. So tracked by one of the big teams in Europe. But yeah, we should be alright with Shakhtar Donetsk. Let me know down below. Do you think we'll get through into the next round? Managed by Laurent Blanc. How interesting. But yeah, we've got through. One thing I said I would show you is Sam Leftfoot's stats. So here he is. His physicals are progressing somewhat. Technical and mentals not really getting there. He's nearly being worth close to £1 million. So good on him. And as I said, he's just signed a new long-term contract. But I'm wary that this episode could be going on because we've done 2 games back to back. So thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button and please subscribe if you want more Football Manager YouTube videos in your subscribe box. And it's a pleasure to have you with me as always. And we'll be back for, well, after the weekend for the games against Shakhtar Donetsk. See you there. Cheers.